And so when a guy's going to go along to the rotary aeroplanes, we'll check him out on here. Now, at Shuttleworth, we generally do not fly dual. We only, your first flight in the aeroplane is a solo flight. So although this is a two-seater, we won't do a dual check. We'll just brief the guy and send him off on his own. When you're briefing, I've done several, you're telling them about the engine, because it's the first time he's used a rotary engine. And after a while, he'll say, I've heard enough about the engine, what about the aeroplane? And I say, don't worry about the aeroplane, it knows what to do. Because the aeroplane is really straightforward. The rotary engines, though, are a bit odd. They have a very rudimentary carburetor, because obviously with the engine spinning, the carburetor can't be attached to the engine directly. And if you look where the panel is off the side there's a 2-inch tube coming out. That's the inlet for the carburetor, and the carburetor is in the centre of the fuselage behind that tube and mounted to an extension of the crankshaft. The crankshaft is stationary, it does not go round, it's bolted to the fuselage. The engine rotates around the stationary crankshaft, and the fuel-air mixture goes from the carburetor along the hollow crankshaft and then gets thrown out along these transport ducts to the other side of the piston. On most of the engines, some have a valve in the piston top, but most are like this. And the pilot has 2 levers in the cockpit for controlling of the power, and he has an ignition cut-off switch on the stick. And in broad terms, the engine will only produce horsepower when the levers are in a pleasing arrangement for that day. And if they're not in a pleasing arrangement, it won't produce horsepower. So if it's too rich, it stops producing power, and if it's too weak, it stops producing power. And part of the art is getting it to produce enough power at the right time. So to that end, when we start the aeroplanes, we warm it up for about a minute. We then advance what we call the air lever, which is the lever that controls the block tube carburetor. And as you advance that, eventually the engine will start to weak cut because it's got too much air and not enough fuel. And it will start to sort of backfire and splutter. And then you ease the fuel lever up, which is analogous to a mixture control, broadly, and the RPM recovers. If you move that too far, the RPM will now go down again because you've gone too rich. So it's a matter of finding the right place to give you enough RPM for takeoff, which is typically about 1100 or so.